You know that sometimes I like to just look at kind of trippy science news and some kind of trippy thoughts. If you have, I know some of you you watch this show with some greens at your side. Um, I'm not telling you what to do one way or another, but if that's your thing, and again, no judgment here, one way or another, now would be the time. Again, if that's your thing, I'm not endorsing anything. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying if that's your thing already, no judgment here. And this might be the article for that. All right, here's what's going on. Why some scientists believe the universe is conscious. All right, they're not mystics, but materialism is not giving good answers, so they are looking around. All right, so basically the question, is the universe conscious? It's easy to mock the idea, but consider what neuroscientists studying consciousness are up against. Okay, put it another way. In a universe governed by uncertainty principles rather than hard facts, what is the material in materialism? Consciousness depends on the brain, yes, but one may as well say that a student's essay depends on her laptop. The laptop enables an essay that it does not create. Her ideas start elsewhere. But where exactly do they start? What space do they inhabit? Some prominent physicists and neuroscientists who cannot accept the idea of a separate immaterial reality turn to the simplest alternative, that the whole universe participates in consciousness. Perry notes that this general approach is a staple of Hindu and Buddhist thought, but a number of scientists whom one might expect to be materialists also favor it in various ways. Physicist Gregory Matloff even thinks that thinking that the universe is conscious might explain dark matter, that 95% of matter in our universe that must exist on account of gravitational forces, but is otherwise unknown to us. So that unknown, which I'm pretty sure is most closely explained via the TV show Stranger Things. So they're saying, what if all that is conscience? What if all this matter is conscious, and that's what kind of guides the universe? Earth, if you're listening, please let us stay. I know that we've been really not good to you. I know we've been really bad. Like really, really bad. Really terribly bad. And I'm sorry. As an individual, I've really tried my best to not be so freaking awful. I've really tried. I've not been perfect. I probably buy food that comes in plastics more than I should, but I try my best. But listen, please let us stick around. I really, if you're conscious and you can hear this, please, we're trying. We're going to do better. We're going to do everything we can. I guess I can't promise that. As an individual, I'm going to try. And everybody watching the show right now, they're going to try too. That's something. Not much, but it's a little something. We're all trying. Please take into account the people that are trying. All right, I just gave my PSA. If the Earth's conscious, I made my plea. I feel like that's, I guess, did I just pray? Maybe I just prayed. I haven't prayed in years because, you know, as far as religion's concerned, I'm either an atheist or an agnostic, depending on what part of the country I'm in and how often people are armed. But I guess I just did there. Maybe the universe is conscious. All right, let's go into this article a little more. All right, so theoretical physicist John Archibald Wheeler, who was a giant of 20th century physics, believed that reality might not be a wholly physical phenomenon. In some sense, Wheeler suggested reality grows out of the act of observation, and thus consciousness itself, it is participatory. Perry also cites Roger Penrose, who, while not strictly a panpsychist, I guess that's how you pronounce it, panpsychist, nonetheless says somehow our consciousness is the reason the universe is here. So it's just that age-old thing of if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a noise? Well, technically, I don't think it would, because sound involves a receiver. So if there is no creature there to hear it, it would just be waves, as far as we know, because our understanding of sound is there's a receptor, there's the waves, there's a receiver, sound happens. So wouldn't it technically just be waves then? do we have a way of for sure? I mean, we can only shut off our own senses so much. This is getting deep. This is getting deep. And my brain is starting to hurt in a good way, in a very good way. So is the universe conscious? Leave your thoughts in the chat. I want to know what you think. Is the universe conscious? So, I mean, we have basic things that I think are very true principles in the world. Like there is a reaction for our actions. There is the institute of cause and effect. You kind of get back what you put into the world. I do believe that that's true because there's science to back that up. Cause and effect has been scientifically tested and proven. Action and reaction, there's science backing that up. So when you kind of take it a little further into the world of karma and stuff like that, well, there's some science, not backing it up completely, but there's some kind of overlap there. You know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of overlap between this idea of do good, good will happen unto you, do bad, bad will happen unto you. Now, good things happen to bad people all the time. Bad things happen to good people all the time. So it's not a perfect thing at all. But, there's a little bit of science backing that up. And I think we all can kind of point to things in our daily life. Gee, I noticed when I was in a bad mood and I had a bad attitude, I fell upon more negativity. Meanwhile, when I was in a good mood and I was in good spirits, more good happened. I think that's very true, and it makes total sense. Maybe you're having a bad day. You go to a coffee shop, person behind the cash register also having a bad day. You got a bad attitude. You guys argue about something that could have been prevented. Okay, well, maybe same scenario. You're having a great day. You're feeling great about the world. Things are looking up. It's International Cat Day. Why should you not be smiling? And maybe that person behind the cash register is still having a bad day. You say, hey, how's it going? How are you today? And they say, I've had better. Then like, I'm sorry to hear that. You cat lover? It's International Cat Day. And you're like, I am a cat lover. I have a cat. Oh, man, that makes me. And you make them laugh. And then all of a sudden, you just did good and you feel that good. So anyway, that's a long way from is the universe conscious? I don't think so. I doubt it. I think that all of the creatures within the universe, of course, are conscious. I think that, but I think that there's a lot of answers we still don't know. How did the smallest of the smallest of the smallest atoms that led to all this? How did that get there? How did it just come out? How did it come out of nowhere? We can't wrap our head around that. We don't have the answer for that yet. Was it some kind of supreme being? Well, maybe it was. I don't know. Was it some kind of phenomenon that's beyond our understanding? Are we just a science experiment of a more advanced civilization? We don't know. We have no idea. So I feel like if the universe was conscious, though, well, let me go back to the article a little bit more here. Let's see if there's anything else here. All right, so check out this quote. Consciousness always has an object, something to which it points. Thoughts are always about something. Thinking things, like animals, humans, have the power to think about things. This property of aboutness, called intentionality by philosophers, is the hallmark of consciousness. Inanimate things have no inherent power of intentionality. They are never about anything. They merely exist. So that points to the universe is not conscious. But then how do you explain what kind of plant life inhibits, with someone in the chat's pointing out plant life? It's a heavy question. It's a very heavy question. Is the universe conscious? Again, I'm still more inclined to say no. I don't think the universe itself, just, all the things around us have intentionality. Can I prove that? No. Can we prove it one way or another? No. Man, that is a heavy question. Is the universe conscious? I feel like the optimist in me wants to say yes. The realist in me is saying, no, I don't think so. And as you just saw earlier in the segment, the realist won out. But then again, I can't say for sure that it's real. That's just where I'm kind of inclined to go based on my life experience. Heavy. We've all just walked into an intellectual web, or at least a thought web. Maybe, and by intellectual, I don't mean that like intellectual on my part. I just mean an intellectual idea. The idea of, is the universe conscious? That's an intellectual idea. I dissected that idea. Was it in an intellectual way? Probably not. I didn't even say an intellectual right. So it probably was not at all. I'm sure it was. In fact, it wasn't. Like, why do I need to? Yeah, it wasn't. But it's a thought web nonetheless. Gives you all something to ponder. Ponder. It gives you something to ponder. And there my voice goes. Is the universe conscious? I don't know. I think the universe might be conscious. Maybe if it was conscious, it would say, "Hey there, Mickey." Ah. All right. So that's something to ponder as we go into our weekend.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your